It's springtime in Colorado. That's what it looks like. Jeez. Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round the moon. Headed to Cabo. Headed to Cabo. Hey guys, so as I was driving to an appointment here where everybody slows down because somebody is on the side of the road, pulled off, and they have to look at it. It's like, just freaking drive. But anyway, another thing, sorry, that just kind of spontaneously popped up. Another thing I was thinking about that really relates to a lot of life is how much I hate driving into the city. I just don't enjoy it. Now, if somebody else is driving and I can be productive and working on things in the back or whatever, I'm totally fine with that. But gosh, having to drive in it and the stop and go and the start, stop, just excruciating. And what prompted this is, as I was coming in, there was this person. I noticed them because they had the same car as me, and we all notice when people have our vehicle, and they were like behind me for a while, and then they were going super quick, so I like moved over, but they were going like 100 miles an hour, and then they kind of slowed down to just a little bit under the speed limit. So then a couple miles later I passed them, and then later they sped up again. It was just a little bit odd to me because in the long run, what is going to happen is it's like the classic tortoise and the hare, right? Some people have really great bursts of speed and then they slow down, and whoever's playing the long game is going to win with something like that, right? So I'm big fan of just picking a great speed and putting that baby on cruise control, and I don't have to think. I can free up my attention to actually pay attention to other things and not, again, speeding up and slowing down. And when we do that in life, it's really, there's another one. So like everybody's slowing down as if the world ended because somebody has a flat tire on the side of the road and backs up traffic forever. But anyway, just keep driving, people. Oh, it's fun. So how this relates is the areas where typically people aren't happy in life, they also have a lot of that start-stop habit, right? It's like bumper to bumper traffic. They go a little bit and then they have to slow down and sit there for a while, and then they gun it and they get up a little speed and then they have to slow down. It's like, remove the roadblocks, right? Just like put your cruise control on, get on the right road and keep going. And when it comes to the habits and that we develop to support whatever your goals might be, you got to get consistent with it and keep the momentum going, because what's really exhausting is having to develop that inertia, right? And an object at rest tends to stay at rest, and the force that it takes to get, in this case, us up and moving when we've been at a dead stop, it takes a lot more power. And that's why you lose fuel efficiency in cars when you are revving the engine. But if you just set it on cruise and you go, it's tremendously efficient fuel wise. And I think a lot of people run out of energy because they're very inefficient with the way they do it, or it's not planned, or they're starting and stopping on habits and tasks and rituals that they should really be sustaining on a daily basis so that they don't have that clutchy feel to it. So anyway, it's just kind of what I'm thinking about as I'm heading in here. Well, it looks like I'm the only one here this morning again. That's cool. It's long horse season. Check that out. That's a long pool, but I love long course season, so I'm excited to get this party going. Just got done with my swim, and I'm excited because it's springtime in Colorado, and you know what that means. Sunshine, warm temperatures, the beauty of the... Oh, wait. What's that? Oh, right. It's Colorado. what is this, like May 8th, something like that. You get used to it after a while. It's springtime in Colorado. That's what it looks like. Jeez. My vlog peeps, what's up? Hope you are having a great day. Had a busy morning. I actually somehow pulled off more than I thought I was going to be able to, and that's always a nice thing. So yeah, I got a ton of work done this morning, got in a good swim, headed out to some sessions with clients, and yeah, just finishing things up. Today is Friday, and it was interesting. I was thinking the last couple days about something that there's some truth to it, but there's also some excuse to it. So it's when people talk about, you know, it takes a special kind of person to do blank. And that could be anything from, it takes a special kind of person to be a successful business person or entrepreneur. It takes a special kind of person to be able to, you know, to be athletic. It takes a special kind of person to, et cetera, et cetera. And you can think of many examples, I'm sure, where you've heard people say this and similar sounding things. And something that occurs to me with it is, yeah, I mean, you know, you probably want to have a little bit of talent if you're going to go to a high level of something. That is a given. But what I find fascinating is that something that's very controllable is how much effort you're willing to put into something. And there's no lack of people who don't work hard, unfortunately. You know, it's all relative, but I think there's a lot of people that talk about the talent of others and kind of looking at that longingly, enviously. And again, I don't want to downplay the role of talent. You have to have some, but where it can become an excuse, and we can all fall into this pattern, whether we say it out loud or it's just something spinning in our own head, is it takes a special kind of person to do this. Or we can look at what somebody else accomplished and say, well, yeah, but they had like this advantage and that advantage. What we don't always see is the disadvantages that they had and the things that they overcame and the 15-hour days they put in for years and years, or whatever their craft is. It's the work they really put into it, the mental effort and the passion, and the times that they did things when nobody else was looking at the price that they were paying, but they were so into what they were doing and they were so committed to a result that they did whatever it took. And what's really frustrating for a person like that is to hear, because I've been on both sides of it. I've been the person saying, you know, like, that person has this going for them and like that, and you know, I really try and catch myself. But I've also been on the other end of that, and you know, people acting like I'm lucky for, you know, certain things in my life. I certainly feel blessed, but I don't feel like it just, you know, things come together because you're so much luckier than everybody else. Everybody has you know, opportunities presented to them and luck, and there's also times when you hit a series of bad luck. But what gets really frustrating is for, you know, the people that you're on the end of things where you've worked your buns off, you've been really successful, and then people talk about, well, you know, you're so talented and dedicated, and they act like you just came out of the womb that way. And it's a really convenient excuse to be able to distance themselves from having to actually look at what they're not doing. It's like, you know, I love that saying, don't complain about the results you didn't get from the work that you didn't do. And I think that it's just something that all of us, it's a trap we can all fall into. I think we've all been on the other side of it, and when we've worked our butt off and then somebody acts like it just fell into our lap, it's a little bit frustrating. So I think keeping a balanced perspective on that can be really helpful. It certainly has for me. And being aware of the things that we're telling ourselves and the stories that we tell ourselves about the success of ourselves or other people. And, you know, just you gotta do whatever you gotta do to have an empowering mindset. I work with that in my coaching clients a lot, to make sure that their psychology is optimized for performance and for satisfaction. It's obviously a little bit different for everybody, which is why, you know, I can't give you specific direct advice in a video, because there's tons of people that are going to see this over time. But what I can tell you is finding what works for you and having guardrails in place so that you know when you're going a little bit outside the lines. You know, you don't want to pitch off a cliff because you're not paying attention to the cycles that you're running in your head. And again, being proactive and running the positive cycles and telling yourself why you can do things. And even if other people would, you know, you got to be careful with friends that'll commiserate with you and, yeah, I understand, and gosh, you know, that sucks so bad, you know, and they act like you're at a disadvantage. And even if you are at a disadvantage, it's only because you've accepted it as such. You can have somebody come from tremendously disadvantaged circumstances, and they climb to the top. And aren't those the people that we celebrate? We celebrate them because they didn't make excuses like us, right? They inspire us like, gosh, if that person can do it, then I can go forward and do more. So be that person that inspires others rather by your example, and creating empowering narratives for your life and whatever it takes to have your mindset in the right place so that you can move forward full force. So hope that helps, guys. And if you need help with some of this, make sure you get in the hip pocket of somebody, get some coaching. Go to, you know, it doesn't have to be with me, but it's got to be with somebody who knows what the heck they're doing and understands you and you jive well with. All right, we'll let you guys go. Have an awesome day. Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round the moon. Just when I thought a chance had passed, you always save the best for last. Hey, what's up, vlog? I am just chilling in a traffic jam coming back from Lakewood. I actually had a really cool opportunity today to come down and have a darshan at the ashram down here. There's the guy's name is Paramahamsa Pragnananda, and he's not in the States a ton. He's certainly not in Colorado a whole lot. Mostly when he's in the States, he's in Miami, but a lot of time overseas in India. And just great to come out and really work the spiritual side of things, and, you know, have that be an important part of, you know, for me, the overall performance and the perspective. And, you know, it's, as any of you that know me or have watched any of my material or familiar with me, I'm a fairly go, hard charging person. I have worked very hard to develop the ability to downshift and to find other gears and speeds, because I think that's so important if you're always running hot. Some people kind of thrive on that, and that's fine, but if you only have one speed, it makes things a little bit rough. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great day, and I'm unusually blissed out, so I'm not even upset that I'm in this traffic jam. I might get there pretty soon, but so far I'm coming along pretty well. I think talking to you is helping. So anyway, take care, guys.
Of your lips under palm trees, somewhere a million miles away. You look like you wanna try the same. I love this. The wind in the tide and the moon and a beautiful breeze. Lay right under the sun, it's 100 degrees. Follow me to waters crystal clear.
We're now in Cabo, where it is officially hotter than homemade sin. You heard it here first. It's the truth. A little secret. The only time I want to go to Walmart is when I'm not in America. I'm actually happy to be here.
Open the door, come swim with me. Come in my soul, my soul.
Little pro tip: when you're in Mexico, the sea on top of the water turner, the valve, whatever that's called, the sea doesn't stand for cold, it stands for caliente, hot.
It feels like milk. I loved it. Cover my body in crystals and diamonds and lace. Kiss every inch of my body and never my face. Springtime is my favorite time of year. You and I like to lay low, sail out in a sailboat, hold me tight in a stormy night, and I wanna see the rainbow. Spring flower, my parrots.
This is the terrible view from the gym.
Dive into my ocean sea. You holding me in this big, deep blue sea. Breathing your ecstasy. Open up, come swim with me. Come in my you holding me in this big, deep blue sea. Breathing your ecstasy. Open up, come swim with me. Come in my hold me like you're never gonna let me go.
This is the pool that I've been swimming at all week, and in semi-hypothermic conditions. Not kidding. It was cold in the morning, even though that's hard to believe now. Beautiful. Tomorrow I will be starting from down here and taking a run up to the top of that mountain. I've done it before. It's a little ridiculously steep, like unbelievably so, but it's a beautiful view once you get up there.
Take me